Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. There we go. That's better. Alrighty, this is what you get. This is what happens when demented people play with powerful toys. And I appreciate everybody telling me, no, I didn't have any sound. Apparently somebody changed settings on my stuff. But anyway, thank you very much for being here, as I was trying to say. My name is Tim Gainer, and this is GainerWorld Live. And hey, who knows? That was probably the best 3 minutes in the history of the internet because they found a way to shut me up. Anyway, yeah, to let you know, if you're new to this, by all means, we've got the chat room thing going on right here. We invite you to come on in, interact with us. Everybody does this. The Incredible Edibles Band. Gary, always good to see you. Appreciate that. Chicago Boy 61 popping in. Is the lack of audio on purpose? A lot of people would hope so. Jay Furious, 92.7, Cleveland's favorite DJ in the morning. He's there as well. And Amu City Games is here as well. Jay said, I finally remembered to join the stream. No, Jay, you finally got off the drugs long enough to remember what you were supposed to do with your life. I understand what's happening here. So there you go. So everybody's doing great. Yes, it's my new mime act. I hope not, because as we all know, well, a mime is a terrible thing to waste. So anyway, I appreciate everybody that's popped in and joined the stream. If you're new to this, please, by all means, now that we've got everything unmessed, join the chat right there. We'd love to hear from you. Just tell us where you're from. We won't bite. We won't insult you much. That's kind of what we do. We let our hair down for an hour and we just kind of relax. Lots of things going on this week. Last week I had a birthday party, so I couldn't join. Yeah, sure, the old birthday party routine. Right, tell me about it, Jay. Sure, I had a birthday party. Yeah, my cousin's place. I couldn't watch because they didn't have internet, because they don't pay their bills. They may be evicted. I know all that, okay? No problem. It's boring without the black guy. It is, says our occasional guest co-host, Chris King, who, boy, oh boy. Yeah, you got to come in every once in a while, dude. If you want to get paid, you got to come in, okay? So it was my birthday party. Oh, all right. Oh, you had a birthday? Jay, you told me you had a birthday, dude. Why didn't you let me know? Hey, I tell you what. This one's for you, pal. Check it out. This is your birthday song. It is a very long birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. Certainly appreciate it. Late though it may be, from all you pals here at GainerWorld. Liz Jekyll popping in and saying it was his birthday. And Jay says, thanks, Grandma. So she's standing up for him, I guess. Like the kid needs justification. So anyway. Okay, so we've got things going. Appreciate you all stopping by. Please, by all means, join us in the chat. I'd love to see everybody there. Amu City is saying, I'm not new, but hello all. I know you're not new, Amu City. No, I know for a fact you're not new. For 5 times my salary, which ironically is the same. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, okay? There's things going on here. Like, for example, obviously spring is starting to come somewhat, a little bit, now that it's March. And it's turning out to be March here in the great city of Chicago, because tomorrow is going to be 70 degrees. No, I'm not kidding. Which lends credence to the statement, if you don't like the weather in Chicago, stick around 30 minutes. And funny, I was kind of thinking about this, because tomorrow in Chicago is going to be, Chicago Boy saying, looks like summer is going to be for real. Is Tim booking any fair or festival gigs? Well, if you go to timgainer.com, you will be seeing that we do have several. We have a few festivals that we are booking this year. The main one that we're going to be doing is going to be July and pouring rain tomorrow night into Sunday. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. The main one, one of the main ones, actually, I won't say the main one, but one of the big ones that I'm really looking forward to is going to be July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We are playing Hugs Fest in Olympia, Washington. It's going to be a fantastic show. If you've never heard of it, this is a festival where all of the best unsigned independent artists from all over the world, really, pop in and just play for 3 days. It's terrific. We're going to have a great time. Sunday, supposedly Snow Monday. Yes, and the end of the world on Tuesday. Okay, fine. Just be that way. So we're doing that. I'm going to be playing Homegrown Fest, doing a solo acoustic show at Homegrown Fest in Gettysburg in August. And then in September, we've got 3 days stated for the National Apple Harvest Fest in Dover, Pennsylvania. Yes, there is a National Apple Harvest Fest. And yes, it is in Dover, Pennsylvania. And yes, the Tim Gainer Experience will be there. Make no mistake about that. Go to timgainer.com. You'll be able to see all that and all the information that you want and could possibly use. Anyway, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by the by the pessimistic weatherman? Now I remember why we don't let him in the doors anymore. Kidding. Just kidding. I'm kidding, dude. So tomorrow it's supposed to be about 70 degrees in the great city of Chicago. And as a result of this, it's going to be it's kind of a conflict because I missed last week, says Liz. I got a dog. Did you get a dog? Really honest and for true. Not pissed him. Oh, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes on this show. If only you knew. If only YouTube would allow it. But anywho, tomorrow is actually going to be also this week here again in the great city of Chicago. Her other one died from old age. Well, that's a drag. That's a drag. Hate when I hear stuff like that. Okay. So it's going to rain, it's going to snow, and someone's dog died. Is this comedy or what? Tomorrow here in Chicago is supposed to be what's called the Polar Plunge. Now, if you don't know what the Polar Plunge is, the Polar Plunge, it's really simple. It sounds like what it is. And that is people that are going to be diving into the freezing cold waters of Lake Michigan. Now, normally I question the sanity of a lot of people that do things like that. But then I found out, I started researching this. And I found out that everybody that does it, they raise funds and the proceeds go to the Special Olympics of Illinois, which I think is a very cool thing. My dog died last 2 weeks ago. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. Can we try to bring this show down any more than we already have? Hi, get ready for something funny. Okay, my dog died. No, I'm sorry to hear about that. I really am. It's kind of a drag when that happens. I've had it happen to me a couple of times. But getting back to the original source of comedy, so glasses are on. You know it's serious. I started doing research about the Polar Plunge. And believe it or not, this makes me question my sanity. That makes me question humanity's sanity. Not that we need any more proof these days of what's going on with people's sanity. But, so I started doing research about these polar plunges. And some people do them for charity. Some people do it for the lark of it. There is a cruise line. A cruise line that actually has an expedition, a cruise that goes to the Falklands, South Georgia, and Antarctica. And one of the things that they have during this cruise is a polar plunge. Now, you notice I just said that they head up to Antarctica. Or for those of you in broadcast school, you should pronounce it Antarctica. And it says Quark Expeditions, who is not a sponsor of the show, but should be. Quark Expeditions, sponsor of the show, competitive rates. It says on their website, and I quote, that the Polar Plunge is scheduled once during each voyage. Now, in this case, the voyage this year is between November 14th and December 4th. Don't bother trying to get any reservations for this. Allegedly, it's already sold out. But wait, it gets better. The Polar Plunge, according to Quark Expeditions, is scheduled once during each voyage. Throughout the journey, the expedition leader and captain constantly monitor conditions in order to choose the optimal time and location. The Polar Plunge sometimes takes place on shore or in many cases from the gangway or Zodiac. All participants wear a tethered harness and plunge into the polar waters from the side of Zodiac or safety of the gangplank, cheered on, of course, by fellow passengers and the expedition team. Let me read this one more time because it's vaguely important that you all understand what's going on here. They have people jump from the side of a perfectly good ship in Arctic temperatures into the Arctic Ocean. In fact, I love this one picture that I found researching this, and I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but this one guy that's jumping off, if you look right over here to the side, you can actually see the safety guy's boot kicking him into the icy waters down below. Oh, man. Oh. Safety is paramount, according to the folks at Quark Expeditions. The onboard physician always attends the Polar Plunge. Gosh, I wonder why. Guides in survival gear circle the area in Zodiacs as guests take their turns jumping or cannonballing into the polar waters. Now, look, I get it. People have their own thing. That's great. Bless you for it. God bless you. I hope you, if you want to go to this, first off, you can't because this one's totally sold out this year, according to Quark Expeditions. But now here's the other thing. Here's the part that really makes me question the people that are involved in this. People that want to spend their hard-earned money to get on a beautiful cruise ship into the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean, or Antarctic Ocean, whichever, and jump off the side wearing nothing more than a bathing suit and a smile into the icy waters, thus possibly battling instant hypothermia and death. To which Chris replies, to those of you who can't read it here on the screen, please note the lack of African Americans in the pictures. Not complaining, just illustrating how this is some of yo people stuff. Yeah, there's that. But this is the part that really gets me. This is the part that I really question everybody's sanity on with this. Let's say that you wanted to book, if you could, for this year. It's sold out, as I said. And the daycare, Polar Plunge. ABD, the daycare, Polar Plunge. Yeah, okay, whatever. And the daycare. If you wanted to book a room or a suite or a place on this ship, the minimum, and this is a standard cabin, which is called the lower deck twin. I don't know what this entails. All I know is that the price for this is $19,795. This is the minimum price that you would pay to get on this ship, cruise to the Antarctic, and jump off the side of it into the Antarctic River, Antarctic Sea. Now you see why I question people's sanity? There's the main deck twin porthole cabin. That goes for $20,695. Now, let's say that you wanted to pay in full within 30 days. You can save 10% on the premium cabins. How about the premium cabins, Tim? I hear you claim. I hear you cry. Well, he said, you can get the Superior Suite for $20,345, the Deluxe in the Suite, or the Owner's Suite, which carries a price tag of, if you save 15% on the premium cabins, will cost you a mere $32,126. This cruise is sold out. Now, granted, it also says that it does go to the Falklands in South Georgia, which I'm sure, I've heard the Falklands are very pretty. Never heard about South Georgia. I'm sure it's all very cold. You, as I understand, I guess you go in and you leave from Argentina, which is something else altogether. So now, if you're in America, you have to now factor in the airfare to get over to Argentina, which is another $2-3 grand. Hotel stay, whatever. And people want to do this. I mean, can you imagine? Margaret, I think it's time you and I took the Polar Plunge. Why don't you sell the Silverado and let's see what kind of money we can get and head on over to Argentina and go throw our old bodies in some freezing ass water. Who thinks like this? Who in the name of God thinks like this? Apparently a lot of people, because, as I said, the cruise is sold out. So, yeah, Quark Enterprises, you you filled a niche market there, buddy. I tell you what, whoever came up with that, can you imagine that sales meeting? All right, people, you got to come up with some kind of promotion this year. Quark Enterprises isn't bringing in the money it used to be. How about you, Hawkins? I got it. Guys, check this out. You're going to love this. Check this out. We fill up the boat. We cruise to the Antarctic Ocean. Now follow me on this. And we get people to jump off the side of the boat into the ocean. Sounds great. Get the printer. Let's get this going. Yeah, even Chris, why? People that's who thinks like that. Yeah. Who thinks like that? People, wow. Like here in Chicago, they do it for charity. I get it. That's a good cause. That's a beautiful thing. They want to help the Special Olympics. Let's do it. A few minutes of pain, raise some money. It's for a great cause. People are spending the equivalent of the price of a Toyota Corolla to do this. For some folks, this is an entire year's salary. So they can go plunge into the icy deep. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway. What did I not get, Chris? What did I not get? I got it, Chris. I got it. "10 things to do before you die." No, that is not one of them. Not for this guy. No. My house stays at 74 degrees constantly, year round. does not change. Okay? I like it nice and toasty. Okay? Or cool enough. All right? Turning myself into an instant popsicle for kicks is not my idea of fun. Spending $30,000 to do it is really Mama didn't raise no fool. I'm just saying. Stop picking on me, Chris. Stop picking on me. In the meantime. Except when your assistant changes it. My assistant will never change that. I'm sorry. There's just... No, there's limits to everything, okay? I'm just saying. That's not going to happen. Okay, this is one of the songs that I played, speaking of charity. Come to find out that the folks at Four Diamonds at Penn State University, when I played their Margaritaville. No, I'm not playing Margaritaville. Stop it. A few weeks ago, you may remember that I played the Four Diamonds festival, the February Rocks Festival, and they raised about $10,000 for childhood cancer, which I think is very cool. And this is one of the songs. I did a solo acoustic show, and I was happy enough to play this song. I haven't played this song in a long time, and I played it then, and I'm going to play it now. It was written by Krista Burke. Great Lord came walking through the forest one morning with a weapon in his hand. Rich was his castle, he left for nothing but killing was his plan. When he put foot by, she fell down from the sky. Nothing was found, only blood on the ground. She was gone. Cursing his fortune, he turned to the forest to kill once again. And standing before him was a lovely young maiden with her hand hung in pain. When he saw her, his eyes were filled with desire. He said, I must have her, she must be mine. She will be mine. He offered her silver, he offered her gold, but she threw it on the ground. And he fell to his knees, and he begged her, oh, please come with me. What you wish will be found. She said, sir, I will go if you put up your bow and spare these creatures, leave them in peace. You have no need. But his words were lost in the wind. His eyes were fixed on a queen, and all he saw was the woman, and all she was a dream. All he saw was the woman, and all dream. He took her and bound her with ropes tied around her to his castle. He did ride. At the edge of a bower there stood an old tower, and he threw her deep inside. Then the birds left the sky in a terrible cry, sent thunder and lightning and rain falling down, tears on the ground. All through the days on her face she would gaze, for she was lovely as the spring. No words would she speak except leave them in peace, and some sad lament she would sing. Oh, one day at the door by the window we saw a single white feather was lying on the floor. She was there no more. Now that great Lord is dying, his cold heart is crying for the love of the girl. For many an hour he has wept upon the tower, for she meant more than the world. Oh, one day in the sky a white bird flew by. He lifted his hands, he cried out in pain, come back again. But his words were lost in the wind. His castle was built upon sand, and all he has is this memory, and all he earns is a hand. All he has is this memory, and all he earns is her hand. It's got to be one of my all-time favorite songs. Really, I have not heard that. I have not heard this song in a long time. Beautiful, says Megan. Thank you. First off, hi, Megan. Thank you for watching. And secondly, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you know that song? Or is it just because of the last time possibly I played it? I would be interested in knowing that. Let's see. Chris wanted to hear Margaritaville, not happening. And then he wanted the acoustic version of Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah, okay, right. You have to come in and play cowbell for that, my man. I'm just saying. No Margaritaville. Play Paper Roses. All right, let's not start, you guys. Come on. Oh, my God. We're going to start throwing out all these ridiculous, obscure songs that nobody ever liked. Paper Roses. Because she's the luckiest girl in the whole USA. See, I know how to play this game. To those of you that are watching, again, thank you very much for joining us. One of the songs on my dad's old truck playlist. Really? See, I have to say this, okay? I heard that song. I'm still voting for you to play Holly Holy. Okay, whatever. I'm going to pull out some old Neil Diamond on you one day, just to mess with you, Amy City. I'm going to do it. Mark my words. I'm going to do it. I really thought, I really thought, because, and I'm kind of speaking to Megan on this, so kind of bear with me on this. That's off an album that Krista Berg recorded, I think it was like 73, 74, somewhere in there, an album called Spanish Train and Other Stories, which is an unbelievable album. It didn't really make a lot of waves when it was first released. You may know one of the songs off the album. It's an album called a song called "A Spaceman Came Traveling," which has become a Christmas favorite for some reason. But be that as it may, I really my sister Judy turned me on to that album, and I just thought it was amazing. But nobody else had heard of it. It had, A Spaceman Came Traveling was like a little tiny minor hit in the States at the time that it was released. But now it's gone on to like this cult status because of the holidays. So the fact that you're telling me that your dad played that song, it's really very comforting to me. But at the same time, it's kind of a bummer because I thought I was the only person who knew that song. But you know how that is. So yeah. But I'm really, that's one of my all-time favorite songs. And I love it, and I love playing it. And, yeah. Chris is also saying, Last Train to Clarksville would be appropriate given what's going on these days. Yeah, I suppose. Train in vain. I thought about that. Speaking about things that are going on. Again, I walked in because I had been so busy this week. Doing the hug stuff, and everything else, I really did not have a whole lot of material that I was going to work with this week. I kind of walked in. I was going to kind of walk in cold and let you guys take over, and then I remembered just how dangerous that can be. And then I have a friend that recently retired and moved to Florida, which is fine. I know a lot of people that do that. She has a winter home out there, and she loves it, as she should. Living her best life, nothing wrong with that. Except for the fact that she can't handle the fact that when she gets up in the morning, that for some reason, there are iguanas, little small iguanas and frogs and stuff like that, and very nasty little creatures that are scaling the side of her house. I know people that live down there, and they're more worried about the alligators, the crocodiles than anything else. I mean, come on, she's worried about the iguanas on her wall. I think that's going to be the title of my next album, Iguanas on the Wall. But then I found out about something else. And this, to me, is another sign of this is another sign of the apocalypse. This is it. We're all done. It is the giant parachuting spider. Yes, you heard me. Yeah. This is according to WKLV out of Atlanta, that the giant parachuting spiders are showing up along the entire east coast of the United States. They're originally from Japan. They are the 3-inch long Joro spider. And it has made its way to Georgia and has begun to spread out. Georgia residents obviously are not thrilled by this news, saying things like, "It's disgusting, a big no, oh Lord Jesus." University of Georgia scientists have released a study saying that the 8-legged residents are about to become even more prolific in Georgia. Not where you're at, Megan. Even though you're saying in the chat, I was wondering what my nightmares were going to consist of this evening. Thanks for the preview. Hey, listen, what are friends for? Imagine if I didn't love you. It doesn't have anything that's controlling its population size in the new habitat, but it has perfect conditions to spread. And they will continue to spread because of its ability to survive the cold. So those of us up here in the Midwest and the Eastern Coast where it does get cold, yes, just know that the giant parachuting spiders are on their way. Now, you may be asking yourself, why do they call it the giant parachuting spider? Well, researchers have found, according to WKVO, that the spiders can travel using their webs like balloons or parachutes to ride the wind. But it's unknowing humans who will spread them even quicker, it says here. We had a Joro being found in Oklahoma, according to Davis. We tracked the person who made the observation. Turned out it was a student from Georgia. And these things are menacing. They are really scaredy cats, and you're highly unlikely to be bitten by one. Now, there's some good news right there. We can conquer the parachute spiders. Just know that. We as Americans can stand up to the parachuting spiders. Its fangs are so small relative to most human skin that it probably won't be able to get its fangs. Okay, so it's like Daddy Longlegs. Okay. So, yeah. So there you have it. Right there. If things aren't bad enough for you, well, I mean, we got past what? We got past the killer bees, right? We got past the murder hornets. We'll get past the parachute spiders. It'll be fine, gang. We'll be fine, really. MU City is saying, speaking of signs of the apocalypse, not sure how I missed this, but Gail Cord Schuler has a video out last month titled Jesus Christ's Sex Party. And is apparently writing children's books. Can you show the banner with your upcoming show dates again, please? Yes, of course, dear. I'd be more than glad to do that. If you guys back there could be so kind, thank you very much. There you go. There is that. So we'll keep that up there for a couple of minutes. Because all those are going to be going on. And yes, I also happen to know that a certain former Hugs Female Artist of the Year, the Queen herself, will be at these shows as well. So I think that's going to be very, very cool. We are putting together the final lineups, and we're going to get ticket information to folks very, very soon. Thank you. Putting it in my planner. I hope so. I hope so. You're supposed to be playing. What are you doing? Wow. Oh. Well, I know who I'm not getting for management. I'm kidding. Come on. We're friends. It's all good. But girl, please. You might want to pencil those in. Okay? I'm just saying. So yeah, we're going to be getting the full. I know about Washington. I hadn't been told about anything else. Oh, okay. I'll get a hold of you. We'll talk after the show. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I did not know that. I thought that you'd been kept in the loop on that, but apparently you haven't. So yeah, I'll get a hold of you. We'll be fine. Not to worry. So yeah. And that's about it as far as prep material goes. That's it. The next 16 and a half minutes of this show are going downhill really fast. I need a manager. Yeah, you. Who are you kidding? I tell you what, we'll manage each other and we'll knock each other out of the business in absolutely no time at all. Me either. I haven't been told. Wait a minute. Stand by. Hold on. Now I know that people here had been kept in the loop on this. I am absolutely positive of this. Okay. Chris is also saying, Chicago boy. Yeah, Clarksville, Tennessee was the last train stop enlistees for the 101st Airborne Unit before their final stop to Fort Campbell. Yeah, and I remembered that story, Chris. Chris is actually relating that Last Train to Clarksville would actually be a really cool protest song, given what's going on currently in the world. And that, yeah, I'd totally forgotten the fact that that is actually a war protest song. I totally forgot about that. So, yeah, that would be. I'll tell you what's really cool, though. I'll tell you what's really neat and really kind of it kind of made my day when I heard about this. A couple of my friends over in Germany, or as I like to call it, my second home, because I did live in Germany for 3 years. You know, some of you may well know. A lot of the radio stations have pulled John Lennon's "Give Peace a Chance" out of mothballs, and they've put it into regular rotation. And I guess it's back in the charts in Europe, which I think is very cool. That's what the song's all about, you know? So I was very happy to hear that. And this gives me a chance. I'm just kind of coming up with this because, you know, I hear about Last Train to Clarksville, Give Peace a Chance. Yeah, hashtag the power of music. Yeah, you got to love it. You got to love it. Yeah, all the stations. WDF, HR1. It wasn't intended to be because the original line was Clarksdale, but they changed it to Clarksville because it flowed better in the lyrics. Well, yeah, there's that. But, yeah, think about, you know, and I'm going to date myself here, with the exception of maybe one or two people that are in the chat right now. And if you are watching and you haven't gotten into the chat yet, I truly recommend that you do it. As you can tell, we interact amongst ourselves, and that's really kind of what this show is about. But, you know, you start to think about, and I'm going to date myself here. I mean, everybody knows I just celebrated my 65th birthday. And, yeah, I was born and raised. The world can never have enough of John Lennon. Yeah, how about it? But, yeah, there's a couple of people here that can help me out. We have lived through more wars and conflicts than we care to think about. But some of us that are in the chat room and who are administering the chat room and are doing live talk shows on the internet lived through this era that a lot of people tend to laugh at and kind of snicker and call people old men and things like that when I talk about the hippie era. The hippie era that I'm talking about is that era between 1965 and about 1974. Flower power, stop the war, all that. There were a lot of protest songs. Rock and roll was made, well, it wasn't made, but it turned into, around 65, 66, it started turning into a vehicle for people to speak their mind about what was going on in the world and how things can get changed. And I posed the question to you, fellow YouTuber. What are some of the protest songs that would be acceptable right now? I can think of a couple right off the top of my head. Let me see here. Chris is saying they had no idea. Yeah, okay. They had no idea there was Clarksville, Tennessee, much less the significance of it. But when they found out, they added the last line, and I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Okay. Anu City saying, stolen from Germany via Twitter. As a German, I just want to get this straight. The entire Western world wants us to build up an army, march through Poland, and fight Russia. Just noting for the future. Okay, well, you know. It's good to have a plan. It's good to have goals. Gary says, God bless the hippies. Yeah. If you look at my personal Facebook page, banner's right there. The hippies were right. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Eve of Destruction. Yeah, Eve of Destruction is I guess one way to go. I was thinking more like And if you don't know these titles, please, fellow YouTuber, if you do not know these titles, I suggest you look them up, because this was during a great era of music. At least I think so. One would be the Youngbloods, Get Together. That'd be one. Black and White, Three Dog Night. Okay. Trying to think of some of the others. There were so many. I used to have a CD. Buffalo Springfield. Yeah, for what it's worth. Great track. Track. Gotta stop. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. I'll pull out one. In fact, I'll pull out one right here. War, Edwin Starr, also another great track from 1970. I figured I'd get Gary in on this. I knew Gary'd go crazy over this one. Rascals, People Gotta Be Free. Great track. Chicago Boy pulling it out. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Another one that I was thinking that really not too many people know. It was kind of obscure. It wasn't really that big of a hit in the States, but it was still really good nonetheless. And that was Sky Pilot by the Animals, Eric Burden and the Animals. When after Eric became super groovy. He was an English rocker one day. He was a Teddy boy the next. And somebody slipped some acid into his tea. And next thing you know, he's all over the place. Trogs, Love Is All Around. Yeah, I'm not so sure about I'm not so sure Love Is All Around was really that much of a protest song. I think that was kind of a personal love song more than anything else. Again, this is my opinion. Music is art and art is subjective. Not relevant in terms of war, but Billie Holiday wrote Strange Fruit in response to lynchings in the South. Yeah, that's, Megan, I got to hand that one to you. And that is one that gets vastly overlooked. And that's your crowning achievement as far as I'm concerned. I mean, God Bless the Child was a great track, but that one, come on. Home Cooking by Eric Burden. Yeah. Once Eric became groovy, they just kind of went crazy. There you go. There's another good one that Amu City comes up with. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Find the Cost of Freedom. Love that one. Totally forgot about that. So yeah, but Get Up, Stand Up, Bob Marley. Yeah. Yep, that's one. I gotta go with you on that one. But see, and it's kind of funny because every once in a while, and there's a certain person I will not mention names, but for years, he has been giving me guff about, no, the hippies were just a bunch of druggies that didn't know what they wanted to do, and they just listened to music, and they didn't bathe, and they had sex all day, and, I went, okay, but have you listened to the music? Well, yeah, if I got that high, I'd probably make that kind of music too. But I say this to the people that look at that generation, and I'm very proud to say this is my generation. I was born in 1957. I lived through the 60s. I lived through the 70s. All of it. And I got to see all of this. Do I consider myself a hippie? You better believe it. Like the song says, he's just an old hippie and he's trying real hard to adjust. But, yep, exactly, Gary. I beat you to the punch. But yeah, he's just an old hippie trying real hard to adjust, said the Bellamy Brothers. And naturally, Donna Joanne comes popping in at the last second going, wait, sex all day? What did I miss? We're talking about the hippie generation, Donna. We're talking about that generation that people look down on and go, okay, they're just a bunch of senile old junkies now. You can't remember most of the late 60s. Yeah, okay. Amu City, he's saying it best. And he's paraphrasing Paul Kantner, who said, and I quote, if you claim to remember the 60s, you really weren't there. But I was. Chris is saying 21st century schizoid man. Yeah. But I would go a step further with that. Instead of 21st century schizoid man, I would go with Epitaph, which is on the same album. Go back and listen to that one. King Crimson's first album. Old people, but great music. Yep. That is a fact. Give me a head with long, beautiful hair. No, I don't think so, Gare. Hey, I mean, let's face it, okay? You and I both know things are starting to thin out a little bit up here, you know? But, yeah, sorry about that one. War Pigs. Yeah, there's an idea. War Pigs is always a good one. But, yeah, again, it's a protest song, but it's a protest. I don't think it was a protest over, like, Vietnam or anything. I think that was more Black Sabbath's mass destruction type of thing. Zombie by the Cranberries. That's interesting. That's a real interesting choice. Because that was more like what was happening over in Ireland at the time. But I guess that could be relatable. That could be relatable. I can see that. If we're expanding to other years, then Two Tribes by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. There you go. Sure, why not? Why not? Okay, let's expand it then. In the last couple of minutes, let's expand it to present day. Give me some good protest songs. Eulogy by Tool. Killing in the Name of Rage Against the Machine. A great track. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hair was banned on a few Chicago radio stations because it borrowed melody from the national anthem. Yeah, I seem to recall that. But then they got their revenge, you know, when Aquarius and Let the Sun Shine, you know. And what was the other one? The Three Dog Night did from the same musical. Not Pieces of April. Trying to remember what they did a track from Hair, and it became a pretty good hit. BYOB by System of a Down. Yep, there's an idea. See, and this is where we've got to go again. The Revolution Will Not Be Televised by Gil Scott-Heron. Yeah, great track. One of my favorites, as a matter of fact. But yeah, see, we got to get back into that. To the younger players that they wondered what all the fuss was about. Now you know. This is what we had to put up with. And this is what we did. 19 by Paul Hardcastle. Great track. Yeah, I totally forgot about that one. Yeah, by all means. See everybody pulling in. This is what I'm talking about. You know, all the radio. If anybody near a radio station is looking at this list, feel free to insert these because it's time we pull them out again. Yes. Oh, Bruce Cockburn. If I had a rocket launcher. Yes. But again, you know, that's one of those, you know, it could have been about the war. You know, it's definitely relevant to the Ukraine situation. I totally agree with you. If I had a rocket launcher, some SOB would die. So yeah, you know, any radio stations that are there, by all means, if you're watching this, if you're watching the replay, drop your ideas in the comments below. What's a good protest song? We need that stuff. We need it back. We need to help Germany because they're playing, you know, Give Peace a Chance, and it's back in the charts, and you got to love that. On that note, let's go ahead and wrap things up as we always do every week. Again, thank you all so much. I missed that era. You had to be there, kid. That's all I can tell you. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I certainly do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Get the damn shot. Wear the damn mask. No, really, they send them to you now. They send them to you. You can wear them free. The shot is free. And we are so close to herd immunity. We're so close. Just let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of each other. Let's make sure that we get this all done. Have a great week. We'll be back here as always. Have a great weekend as always. We'll be back here next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 0200 GMT. with more laughs and music and comedy. Join us, won't you? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, let everybody know about it. In other words, if you like it, hey, you know what to do. We'll see you next week. We're out. Peace.